tell me a little bit about your experience with the electric installations, and projects, and we can start from there.
My name is Jordan Pratt. I'm the director of electric for VEPO Metering. I've been doing electric metering for going on 6 years.
Okay, so when you think about a successful install, what are the things that matter the most in the field?
Electric meter installations are inherently dangerous. You're working with live settings. 240, uh, 240 volts running into someone's house can potentially be deadly to the installer. So safety is always going to be the biggest thing. And that's one of those things that a lot of individuals allow to become routine. And at VEPO metering, we just don't do that. Safety is our utmost priority 100% of the time. When it comes to PPE checks, surrounding situational awareness, we make sure that it matters every single time. We reiterate it every morning to every one of our techs, and we go through it constantly throughout the day with them.
So, what are these checks that you consider essential to make sure that the job starts safely and correctly
So
with?
first and foremost, we're going to do an area inspection of the meter box. We're going to make sure that we notice any signs of corrosion or burn marks, anything like that, any melted vinyl or scorched brick around the meter box, any exposed wiring, things like that. We also implemented non-contact electrical testers to make sure that the box is not energized before we ever put hands on it.
Do you think that safety considerations often get overlooked by people outside the field?
Again, I think things become routine. It's you see it in every industry, not just this one. But yeah, it's really easy. So one of the things with electric technicians is they're constantly having to put on their protective gloves and take them back off to do data collection or write things down, things of that nature. It's very easy for someone to think oh, okay, this box isn't energized. I'm just going to go barehanded and put it in there. The key thing about electric is you never know what can happen. You go to put that meter in, you can turn it a little bit. One of the lugs can pull on you. There could be a loose wire. It could arc. There's all kinds of things that could happen. So that routineness is what gets people hurt. Again, that's why we emphasize safety so much at VEPO metering.
And now moving on to accuracy and execution, what does accuracy look like in an electric meter installation from the very beginning, so preparation through the final check?
So when the meter technician arrives, they're going to let the customer know that they're there. They're going to explain what they're going to do. They're going to run through the entire process with them. They're going to explain that there's going to be about a 30 to 60-second power disruption as they change the meter. They're then going to go to the meter. They're going to look for obvious signs of damage, any burn marks, corrosion, rust, anything like that on the outside, exposed wiring. And then they're going to use their non-contact volt tester to make sure that the box isn't energized before they do anything else. After that, they're going to check their PPE. They're going to check their boots, pants, gloves, shirt, face shield, face mask, safety glasses, balaclava, the whole 9 yards. Make sure there's no jewelry on them or anything like that, anything that could energize. And then they're going to line up next to the meter. When they get to the meter, they're going to stand to the side. They're going to wiggle it, putting pressure outward away from their body to get it out. They're going to check the back to make sure there's no burns or obvious damage around the stabs here, or the blades as we call them. Then they're going to check the inside of the meter box as well, make sure there's nothing in there. Then from there, when the time comes, they're going to go back in, line the meter up, and firmly push it back into place. After that, the power will be restored to the customer. They're going to do their voltage checks to make sure everything's running like it's supposed to be. The meter face came on, the whole 9 yards. And then they're going to close it up and put a new seal on it.
Okay. So you were just mentioning something about the gear that the technicians wear, starting from the glasses up to the boots. What's special about this gear?
So the gear we wear is FR gear. It's flame retardant gear. That means it's not a pure cotton blend or anything like that. It's got special fibers in it that help it resist flame and heat. So it's actually measured in calories. For most basic installations, around 240 volts, we're going to be wearing 8 calories per centimeter squared. So, and that'll be registered on the clothing there. The gloves are arc rated and flash rated. They have to be heat rated as well, or UV rated. The face shield that comes down actually has an arc flash film on it to help protect their eyes in the event of an arc flash.
Okay. Going back to the execution of this project, where do you think small mistakes tend to happen most often, and how do experienced installers prevent them?
Again, I'm going to go back to the biggest mistake that people make is allowing this to become routine, overlooking small checks, overlooking the very basic safety things that are in place to keep you safe. So what good installers do is they remember at the end of the day, the most important thing is to come home with life, limb, and eyesight intact.
And how do you make sure the customer experience stays smooth, especially when the work affects power supply or access?
So we believe in a good customer interaction through communication. So whenever the technician comes up to you, they're going to be very knowledgeable about what they're doing. They're going to be able to answer almost any question that you have. And a lot of times, your utility is pretty good about having bypasses put in. So there may not even be a power disruption, but typically if there is a power disruption, VEPO metering makes it a standard to minimize that to 30 to 60 seconds.
And have you ever faced a situation when customers misunderstood what an electric meter installation is? And how do you explain that clearly, especially to residents, let's say elderly residents, but in general?
Yeah, so I've encountered it. If you come in and you're overly technical, it can almost sound like you're speaking French to somebody, right? I would say just not, when we come in and we explain it, we don't pretty it up. We say, hey, here's exactly what's going to happen. Here's exactly what's going to be affected. Here's exactly how long it's going to be affected for. One of the biggest concerns and miscommunications that we have actually surrounds people that work from home because, people working from home are like, hey, a minute of power is a minute I'm not working. Data systems are disrupted, internet, if they got a work thing going on. So we like to again over communicate in very simplistic terms what we're doing, what's happening, and that tends to put most people at ease.
Now tell me a little bit about your or the biggest lessons you've learned doing electric installations in real world conditions. And let's use Columbus as an example.
So one of the biggest lessons is that a project's often won or lost before the installer reaches the first stress. Accurate customer data, validated inventory, good routing, and clear processes make a really big difference. I've learned that field conditions will never match a spreadsheet perfectly, so there always has to be a quick way to report issues and get decisions back to the field.
And how about the lessons that you learn in electric projects working with utilities or other stakeholders, like the bigger the project or the bigger the amount of installs that need to be handled? What lessons did that or left you in the past?
Planning, coordination, and communication are key. When you start getting into larger sets of material they're going to need exchange, there's a lot of moving pieces consistently. So having the right team in place and being able to communicate effectively with those team members and stakeholders and project management and things like that, that really is the biggest key to success.
Have you seen recurring issues across projects that reveal that something in this industry should pay more attention to?
Outside of safety, no, not really. It's with electric, 9 times out of 10, if something's going to go wrong, you're going to know it before it happens. If something happens that you're unaware of, it's either an act of God or it's because you were careless.
If you could change one thing about how electric meter installations are planned or delivered, what would it be?
I'd involve field operations earlier in the process. Too often deployments build around total meter counts and projected production without enough attention being given to access, routing, inventory, customer communication, exception handling. A realistic field plan will usually outperform an aggressive plan that doesn't account for actual field conditions.
What do you think the wider industry can learn from the field to improve rollout quality?
So the field can tell you very quickly whether the process works or not. Utilities and install partners should pay attention to first pass completion, repeat issues, safety exceptions, customer concerns, and rework. Not just the number of meters installed each day. Production matters, but quality production is what keeps the rollout moving.
Mm-hmm. And looking ahead, what will define excellence in electric smart meter installation in the next few years? Over the next few years,
consistency and accountability. The strongest programs are going to combine well-trained installers with real-time information, better inventory, stronger communication, and faster feedback. The technology is always going to continue to grow, but the quality of the rollout is still going to depend on how well the people and the technology work together.
Anything else you'd like to add to this topic? And so that would be part one of this question. And part two would be, how are you preparing for what's coming to the electric metering installations for Nixa and other projects that we're taking on in the upcoming months? And
so, we're always trying to prepare and grow. We're attending trade shows, demonstrations, reading articles, talking to leading field experts, so that way we can always stay one step ahead of the game and be in time with the growth.